When most people think of Honda, they picture a Civic, maybe a gold-wing motorcycle, or just reliable engines that seem to run forever. But Honda's history is full of surprising twists, bold ideas, and quirky experiments. Here are 5 facts about Honda that most people don't know. Before we dive into these facts, please support us by leaving a thumbs up. Also, stick around until the end because there's one fact that you surely won't forget. 1. Honda started as a piston ring maker. Before motorcycles or cars, Soichiro Honda's very first business in the 1930s was making piston rings. But this seemingly simple product was actually his ticket to a lifetime of learning, obsession, and international success. When he first started selling piston rings to Toyota, his products were so poor in quality that Toyota flat out rejected them. Instead of giving up, Honda studied metallurgy and engineering, literally going back to school. After rebuilding his business and perfecting his designs, Honda became good enough that Toyota ended up buying from him. However, disaster struck when his factory was destroyed twice during World War II, once by bombing and then again by an earthquake. With his company now in ruins, Honda sold what was left of it to Toyota and used the money to start fresh. That fresh start became Honda Motor Co., which would eventually grow into one of the biggest names in cars and motorcycles worldwide. This failure-to-success story perfectly captures Honda's DNA: resilience, stubbornness, and constant innovation. 2. The Civic wasn't Honda's first car. The Honda Civic might be the company's most iconic model, but it wasn't their first. Honda actually launched 2 cars before the Civic. The first was the tiny T360 mini truck, and the second was the sporty S500 Roadster, both launched in the early 1960s. The T360 was designed for the Japanese market and featured a tiny 360cc engine. While it wasn't meant for export, the S500 Roadster was a clear attempt to break into the U.S. market. Inspired by the British Roadster and powered by a 500cc engine, it was sporty and stylish. Despite the cars doing okay in Japan, they struggled internationally. Honda was still better known as a motorcycle company. Everything changed in 1972 with the launch of the Honda Civic. The Civic's secret weapon was the CVCC engine, compound vortex-controlled combustion. This innovative engine design allowed it to meet the strict U.S. emissions standards of the 1970s without using a catalytic converter, something that shocked the U.S. auto industry. This wasn't just clever engineering, it was a lifeline. Without the Civic, Honda might have had to pull out of the American car market altogether. Instead, the Civic became a global hit, winning praise for fuel efficiency, reliability, and smart engineering. The Civic's success established Honda as a major player in the global car market, and it remains one of the best-selling cars of all time. In many ways, it was the car that transformed Honda from a scrappy motorcycle company into a serious automaker. 3. Honda makes jet engines and aircraft. Most people know Honda builds cars, motorcycles, and even lawnmowers, but fewer realize that Honda also builds airplanes. Well, not exactly airplanes, but they do build aircraft engines. The Honda Jet, introduced in the mid-2000s, is a small business jet with a very unusual design. Its engines are mounted above the wings instead of behind them. This odd placement wasn't just for looks. It improved aerodynamics, reduced cabin noise, and created more usable cabin space. The Honda Jet quickly earned a reputation as one of the fastest and most fuel-efficient jets in its class. And here's the kicker: they're built in Greensboro, North Carolina, not in Japan. Honda wanted to establish its aviation headquarters in the U.S., close to its largest business jet market. So the same company that makes your neighbor is Civic or your dad's old snowblower also makes luxury jets flying at 30,000 feet. In fact, Honda Aircraft employs around 1,400 people in North Carolina, with plans to increase that number to 2,000 in the near future. The Honda Jet is just the beginning of the company's ambitions in aviation. They're constantly experimenting with new technologies and designs that could revolutionize the future of flight. For example, Honda is working on a supersonic jet that could cross the Atlantic in under 3 hours. The future looks bright for Honda in the sky. 4. Soichiro Honda wasn't allowed to run Honda Motor Co. You'd think that if you built a global car company from the ground up, you'd get to be the boss. But not in Soichiro Honda's case. When Honda went public in 1964, Japanese corporate rules required company presidents to have a university degree. Soichiro Honda, a self-taught engineer and mechanic who never graduated, didn't qualify. Instead, he was given the official title of Supreme Advisor. Sounds fancy, but it was essentially a workaround. He couldn't be the president on paper, but he still had enormous influence over Honda's engineering and product direction. Throughout his career, Honda remained outspoken, often clashing with regulators and even his own executives. But his passion for engineering and relentless pursuit of excellence inspired generations of engineers at Honda. Even after retiring from day-to-day operations, he continued to offer advice and guidance to the company until his death in 2019. Honda's story highlights Honda ES identity as a company LED not by corporate suits, but by passionate engineers. 5. Honda once built a 6-wheeled Civic pickup prototype. Imagine you're driving down a city street and you see a Honda Civic, except it has 4 wheels in the back and it's carrying a load of cargo. You might think you're seeing double, but you'd actually be witnessing a rare sight, a 6-wheeled Honda Civic pickup truck prototype. Now you might be asking, why would Honda, a reputable car manufacturer, ever consider producing a 6-wheeled Civic? The answer lies in the innovative spirit that has long defined Honda's engineering approach. In the 1970s, Honda engineers set out to explore the boundaries of automotive design and functionality. They took a standard Civic chassis and added 2 additional rear wheels to create a unique vehicle that could haul cargo while maintaining maneuverability in urban areas. While the 6-wheeled Civic may not have become a mass-produced model, it serves as a testament to Honda's commitment to pushing the limits of automotive engineering. This wasn't the only oddball prototype either. Honda has built amphibious vehicles, boxy urban transport pods, and even cars with jelly-like bodies. But the 6-wheeled Civic stands out as a particularly intriguing concept that could have changed the way we think about small trucks and utility vehicles. Today, Honda continues to invest in research and development, exploring new technologies and concepts that could shape the future of transportation. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll see a 6-wheeled Honda back on the road. In the world of automobiles, Honda has established itself as a name synonymous with reliability, innovation, and a dash of quirkiness. From its humble beginnings as a piston ring maker to its current status as a global automotive giant, Honda's journey is marked by audacious experiments and groundbreaking engineering feats. As we've explored in this video, Honda's history is filled with surprises that many people don't know about, from its foray into aircraft manufacturing to its unusual approach to corporate leadership. So whether you're a longtime Honda fan or just discovering the brand for the first time, remember that behind every Honda car or motorcycle is a legacy of innovation, resilience, and a never-ending pursuit of excellence. And that's 5 facts about Honda most people don't know. From jelly cars and jet planes to the man who built it all but couldn't be president of his own company. Honda's history is a mix of serious engineering and wild experimentation, and that's part of what makes it so fascinating. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and leave a comment below about other subjects that we should cover in our upcoming videos.